The Trump campaign is in Nebraska and Oregon today after rallying supporters in Charleston, West Virginia. Our own Major Garrett was there. So, Major, what is the Trump campaign strategy to win over Republican leaders who they may have alienated during the primary? Everybody is clear that he needs the support of the establishment to win in November, correct?
Sure, and this is an evolving strategy because it's a hard question to answer for Trump. And when I say evolving, I mean evolving in every sense of the word, like hour by hour by hour. It's important to understand how surprised the Trump inner circle was by Tuesday night by the victory in Indiana, but how rapidly everything collapsed thereafter. They were building their campaign and had built their campaign to power through all of the primaries in May and then through the 5 on June 7th, anticipating a hard-fought challenge all the way to the end. But they don't have that anymore. So what they had built wisely for a fight that they thought they would have to wage in order to win, they no longer have to wage. Well, when you build something you no longer need, what do? You have to retool and retool quickly. And that's a hard thing to do in politics, so they're trying to retool. Build a finance team for the general election. Create a process to vet a potential running mate or an eventual running mate. And then deal with the sudden reality that so many Republicans, also shocked by the suddenness of Trump's victory, now the presumptive nominee, are standing on the sidelines or outright opposed to Trump. So he's trying to deal with a lot of things all at once. And so he's going to try to do a couple of things. One, the thing that he's done most consistently, draw huge crowds and always keep his principal political orientation in their direction. I'm with you. I'll deal with the establishment over time, but I'm never going to abandon you. I'm going to be with you. That was part and parcel of his message at the huge rally last night here in Charleston, West Virginia. And the crowd was easily over 13,000. People were standing in line for 4.5 hours or more to see Trump. That's one orientation he's never going to give up. And then he's going to work through the process of talking to people, meeting them face to face, and seeing if he can win them over. But he's made it clear he doesn't need to win everyone over, and those who want to stay on the sidelines or remain opposed to him, he'll live with that, as he also tries to rebuild the Republican coalition in his image and nobody else's.
Well, speaking of that, Speaker Ryan is planning to meet with Trump next week on Capitol Hill. What do you suppose the campaign is hoping to get out of the meeting? And also, what do you suppose the party leaders are hoping will come out at this meeting?
Well, that there will be some meeting of the minds. And look, Speaker Ryan did two strategic things yesterday. He did not have to talk in public about what he thought about Donald Trump, but he did for a strategic reason, to send a signal to Trump. Look, you have a lot of work to do, not just with me, but with a lot of rank and file House Republicans. And that work needs to be done in earnest. You need to be serious about that. And so by withholding his endorsement, but also signaling, as Ryan, this was the second element of his strategy, so clearly did, I'm open to it, I want to get there, I hope to get there. He's creating a path by which both he and Trump can reconcile. And House Republicans I was talking to last night fully expect that to happen. They do not expect a deep and lasting divide between the Speaker of the House and Trump. What they do expect is a general coalescing around a couple of agenda items, not everything that Trump wants and not everything that Ryan wants, but enough that they can agree on and move forward together. That work will begin next week.
Major, one last question before we let you go. What is the latest on the search for a running mate for Donald Trump?
That they're putting together a committee, and I would say most of what you've heard about it this week is complete nonsense. All the names you've heard, don't believe any of them. Some of them, in a general sense, have some traction in the Trump world, but this process hasn't even begun. And when Ben Carson, who may be on the committee that ultimately decides who to recommend to Trump, said yesterday it might be a Democrat, don't believe that either. Trump has made it clear it will be a Republican, in all likelihood someone with deep legislative experience in Washington to help him guide him through all the various legislative thickets on Capitol Hill. But this process has only just begun. And most of what you hear about it right now, if it identifies names or timetables or intentions, is pretty much nonsense. It's not happening soon.
All right, Major Garrett, thanks a lot.
Thank you.